Hello and welcome to the News Mongolia on MNB World. It's Friday, June the 18th. I'm Batsir Namshir. And for our top stories, Mongolia hits new daily record of 2,746 cases. State honors the military troops that operated in Afghanistan. 5G technology is coming to Mongolia in 2023. For other news, stay tuned. Today, on Friday, the National Emergency Commission reported 2,746 COVID-19 cases, with another new daily record. Vaccination rollout is continuing nationwide. Pregnant women and 16 or 17-year-old teenagers are getting the Pfizer vaccine.
On Friday, a new daily record of 2,746 new cases was confirmed. The total number of coronavirus cases in Mongolia is now 88,516. Also today, 11 more people died due to COVID-19 complications. The increasing number of fatalities is a big worry these days. The death toll has reached 411 in Mongolia. As of today, 70% of all confirmed cases in Mongolia have recovered. Among the patients being hospitalized, 61% are showing mild symptoms. But the number of patients with severe conditions is increasing these days. Health officials note those who haven't received any vaccine shots are at serious risk. Therefore, vaccination is encouraged for everyone. In Mongolia, there are around 1.1 million children aged between 0 and 17. These days, vaccinating children under 16 is still under consideration. Health Minister Battur noted that herd immunity can be achieved when these children aged between 0 and 17 are fully inoculated, since they cover about 35% of the Mongolian population.
After 2 shots of COVID-19 vaccines, immunity against COVID-19 is about 75 to 95%. It doesn't guarantee 100% protection. Currently, the world is talking about a third shot of the vaccine.
The research on third shot of the vaccine has begun worldwide. Some countries consider the third inoculation for above 60-year-old patients who are at high risk. In some places, researchers believe the third shot will be effective for combating mutated viruses. They say it might be suitable for all age groups.
Mongolia will decide whether to use the third dose depending on the results of the current vaccination rollout. Health officials at the National Center for Communicable Diseases started considering the possibility of third vaccine shot. But comprehensive study is needed before making any such decisions. The study of immunization outcome requires time and funding. In February 2021, the Ministry of Health approved a project to conduct a post-vaccination immunization study. However, the research project is going slow due to financial issues. We still don't have national data on the immunization outcome for each type of vaccine. If our project is successfully funded by the government, the immunity response survey will be completed in early August. Vaccinated people have 75 to 95% immunity. However, there is a risk of infecting others in the first 3 to 5 days. Therefore, doctors recommend that every citizen should be vaccinated. On June the 17th, Mongolian troops that operated in Afghanistan were honored by the state. They returned to Mongolia on June the 4th. The ceremony was held at Sukhbadar Square.
President Battur noted that the armed forces of the USA and Mongolia have collaborated effectively since 1991. Mongolia is among the first 24 nations that sent troops to the UN's peacekeeping missions. Since 2003, 3,300 Mongolian military personnel attended peacekeeping operations with doubled numbers. Their mission ranged from countering terrorism to ensuring the security of international airports.
As the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, I'm happily announcing that Mongolian troops are fully acknowledged by international states, government bodies and military personnel for their proficiency, discipline, and management. You are constantly showing us a great example. The Mongolian nation is proud of you from the bottom of our hearts.
During the ceremony, the U.S. Ambassador Michael Kalacheski expressed his gratitude for the Mongolian troops who joined forces in the UN peacekeeping operations. In 2003, the first Mongolian troops were sent to Afghanistan. From 2003 to 2011, 13 military units operated in Afghanistan. Since 2010, 9 units of helicopter maintenance training staff have been sent.
Mongolia plans to incorporate 5G technology in 2023. The testing of this new technology will start this summer.
The E-Nation Academy Conference was held yesterday on June 18th by commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Mongolian communication and IT industry. One of the interesting topics at the conference was the highly anticipated 5G technology. 5G is the fifth-generation technology standard for broadband cellular networks. That is 100 to 1,000 times faster than the current 4G network.
This summer, we plan to signal a 5G network across Mongolia for testing. Phone operators, individuals and organizations are looking forward to this new technology. This summer, we will organize exhibitions for them and start our overseas collaboration.
Mongolia plans to shift to 5G technology in 2023. The new technology not only provides high-speed internet, but also the possibility to digitalize different sectors, including agriculture and state administrations. The Mongolian communication and IT industry has 100 years of history. Researchers consider the entering of 5G is quite an achievement in such a short time. The research project for entering the new system is on the way. Mongolia plans to become an e-nation in 2050. Public services have already started becoming digital. More projects are planned in many areas, including legislation and cybersecurity.
Now let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. You're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. Now let's take a look at current affairs in Mongolia.
The winner of Mongolia's presidential election, Hurusukh, will take the presidential oath on June 25th. For the swearing-in ceremony, a military parade will be organized at Squatter Square. Personnel from the Mongolian Armed Forces and state military organizations will take part in the parade. Preparations have started at National Defense University. The number of soldiers that will take part in the parade hasn't been announced yet. A military parade is also being planned for July 10th, which is the 100th anniversary of the People's Revolution and National Flag Day. Sources say 3,200 military personnel from 37 units will be part of the parade. The parade will also include 3 platoons of cavalry, with horses being brought in from 3 provinces. Training for the July 10th event started on June 10th. The 6th Ulaanbaatar International Media Art Festival will take place on June 24th through 30th. This year, the festival is being organized under the theme 21. The number 21 has many important meanings, starting from entry into adulthood, the 21st century, and 2021 being the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Reflections on 21 will be presented by various artists. The festival will showcase 4 new media artworks by German Mongolian artists, including Non-Face, a 360-degree projection, 21 Lullabies, Lass, and Human Will, along with offsets from Mongolian DJs. The festival will also host its traditional artsy talk series for visual artists, curators, students, and the public. The Ulaanbaatar International Media Art Festival is being organized by Arts Council of Mongolia in collaboration with the Goethe Institute and Mongolian Ministry of Culture. The first festival was organized in 2016 under the theme of Tradition and Modernity. Since then, the Mongolian Arts Festival has been enhancing international collaboration between artists and curators from over 15 countries.
The Mongolian Theatre Museum has introduced a new approach to a museum experience.
The auditorium is shaped like a cave and depicts ancient cave paintings on the wall. The sound of running springs and bird chirpings gives the visitor a feeling of being in a cave environment. Here, Mongolian ethnic group bands and bearers of intangible cultural heritage will showcase their performance. It adds a whole new museum experience at the Mongolian Theatre Museum, which has been running since 1991.
Our project aims to bring public attention to the museum through music. By adding ethnic music performances, now the museum can introduce both tangible and intangible cultural heritage. We had this idea that if a museum is a sacred place for keeping valuable heritage, why can't we incorporate our great oral tradition into it as well?
The auditorium was part of a program titled Environmentally Friendly Mongolian Culture, run by the Ministry of Culture. The activities and performances at the O2 Auditorium are based on scientific studies. It's an art-based educational approach on introducing Mongolian cultural heritage.
Our educational hall has turned into a cave or new auditorium. On the wall, it depicts 31 cave paintings that are found across Mongolia, so visitors can get introduced to them. The auditorium aims to present Mongolian valuable cultural tradition both to local and overseas visitors.
Cave O2 is regarded as the first auditorium built with a specific theme. It contains 50 seats. The organizers also plan to reach visitors from outside the city through online live events.
Following this, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you next week with more news and updates. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.